chapter is on
Plants.
Where do you have plants? In the
Soil layers.
So we're going to go back to the soil layers. The top layer of soil is
Topsoil.
Topsoil. Top layer of soil, topsoil. The next layer is
Subsoil.
Under. It's under topsoil. Like submarines go underwater. So topsoil, subsoil, and then last of all,
Bedrock.
Okay, you guys were told to study the page in your book. I think it was page 88. And this was on that page, and you should have gotten this right on the test. Topsoil, subsoil, bedrock. All right, now let's look at the chapter 5, Exploring the Plant World. First, let's look at the terms to remember. The first one is replenish, which means to refill. So when God made the earth, He made plants so that they could replenish or refill after their own kind. Then we have reproduce, to make more of the same kind. Do you like to climb trees? Do you like to run through the grass on a warm spring day? Do you enjoy picking colorful flowers? Trees, flowers, and grass all belong to the plant world. After God divided the seas from the dry land, He created the colorful and unique plants that cover our earth. Can you imagine how beautiful God's creation looked at the end of the third day? Did you know Earth is the only planet where plants grow? The more we learn about our planet, the more we can see it was designed for life. Top of page 103. After its kind. Life can only come from life. God put plant life on earth with His word. He also planned a way for the earth to refill or replenish itself so there would always be plants. Plants are able to reproduce or make more of their kind because of God's wise design. Why is it so important that plants reproduce after their kind? Well, read the reason. All living things depend on plants. All right, so think about it. We eat plants. There are animals that don't eat plants, but what do those animals eat?
Other animals
Other
that need to
animals
eat
that
plants.
do need to eat plants. So if there were no plants, then those animals that do eat plants would die, and then eventually the animals that eat those animals would also die because they would have nothing left to eat. So that's why all living things depend on plants to live. Without plants, you could not live. Without plants, there could be no life at all. Did you know that plants are responsible for all our food? Name some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. They come from plants. All right? And let's read the verse. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit trees yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. Genesis 1:11 to 13. All right, let's read one more page and do the comprehension text, and then we actually will go around the room, and everybody's going to tell me their favorite fruit, and then we'll go around the room again, and everybody will tell me their favorite vegetable. What about the bacon and eggs you had for breakfast? They are not plants, but without plants, there would be no bacon and eggs. Bacon comes from pigs. Pigs eat plants to help them grow. Eggs come from chickens. Chickens eat grain and insects. The grain is a plant, and insects eat plants. Every animal depends on plants for food in some way. Even if an animal is a meat eater, the animals it hunts probably depended on plants for food. Without plants, there would be no people. We depend on plants to live. Besides needing plants for food, how do we depend on plants for life in other ways? Now I want you to look back at the page we just turned from, and you might see a little hint right there. Besides the fact that we eat plants for food, what do you see in that picture? What's another way that we depend on plants?
Wood.
I was pointing at Alex because he raised his hand. What do you see in that picture? Another way we depend on plants.
There's it's going to go to the
Alright, but that would be the part we're talking about when we, for food. We depend on plants for food. But what else in that picture is another way we depend on plants? Tess?
Oh, I have to find out what we need in the picture.
Well, I told everybody to turn back and look at page 103. Do you see page 103? Okay, well, what do you see besides the fact that we depend on plants for food? What else do you see that we use plants for? What? What are they doing with the wood? Yes, building homes. We use wood to build homes. Take a deep breath. What are you breathing in?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Do you know where our oxygen comes from? Zeke?
Plants.
Yes, plants give off oxygen. In this process called photosynthesis, they are giving off oxygen. And you know what we breathe out? We breathe out carbon dioxide. Guess who needs carbon dioxide? The plants. So God knew and He made us so that we are helping each other. We're helping the plants are helping us. Let's do the comprehension check. On which day of creation did God create plants? Third day. Let's say the third day, okay? What word means to make more of its kind?
Replenish.
Reproduce. What is the only planet where plants grow? Earth. And upon what do all living things depend? Plants. All living things depend on plants. Very good.